The Last of Robin Hood. I think I'm just a sucker for Dakota Fanning. I really like her. I do. I think I would watch pretty much anything with her. Even though Very Good Girl was very bad, I still like her a lot. And this is a story of Errol Flynn, who apparently played Robin Hood. I'm not familiar with him. I'm not familiar with his work. It's basically his story. He was an older gentleman and he had an affair with a 15-year-old at the time, played by Dakota Fanning. Now, I'm gonna be brief about this movie because I don't know what to say exactly. I enjoyed it. It was actually, it's a short movie. It's an hour and a half, and I liked that it wasn't too dramatic. It wasn't dramatic at all. Actually, it was actually quite fun, even though it's a pretty sad story, I guess. He died, and she got nothing. She really loved him, from what I could see in the movie. Now, he didn't know that she was underage when they met, but he didn't break it off when he found out either. So that's that. And keep in mind that this is happening in 1959, I believe, and I guess people were a little more lenient towards this type of situation. His lawyer told him, this is statutory rape and you can go to jail, and he's like, nah, it's fine. I have no idea if this is an accurate representation of his life. I have no idea if this is an accurate representation of his personality, or Beverly, or anybody. Her mother, especially. Her mother was a very strange character. I didn't know if I liked her or not. Half the time I did, half the time I didn't. I guess that's how it is in real life. You have all sorts of people. She was very determined to get her daughter into show business. And Beverly said she wanted to be in it, but it was pretty obvious that she wasn't really into it. She just wanted to be with Errol Flynn, and that's it. But I like the dynamic between them when she sort of realizes that he is older and she could be having more fun with younger people her age, but she's still stuck with him. And it's a really sad thing that his will wasn't valid, I guess, because he didn't actually sign it. He didn't do anything right regarding his will. He didn't have witnesses, he didn't talk to a lawyer, he didn't write it himself. So she ended up not getting anything from him, even though he wanted to give her a third of his estate. I like the way the movie began, which is with Beverly stepping out of the plane and the press coming up to her, asking her questions about her age. Is she pregnant? How did he die? What was the affair? It was a pretty sad thing to see all the things that they were saying about her, and of course it's the media, but even in the 60s it was quite vicious, I guess. And she was still a young girl, and Susan Sarandon was great, Dakota Fanning was great, everybody was great. It was a good movie, I guess. I wouldn't see it again. I was expecting a bit more. I was expecting a bit more of their relationship, I guess, which is not exactly what we got. We got more of the mother meddling in things, and I don't want to say anything because it's a real story, but I got the feeling that the mother almost wanted to be with Errol instead of her daughter. and she got to live out the life that she always wanted through her daughter. And she wrote a book against her daughter's wishes, and she published it, and her daughter never wanted to have anything to do with that book. I don't know if this movie's based on that book or anything like that, but I mean, it must be, because in the movie the mother is actually telling the story, and the writer is taking notes, and she's telling him the story of how Beverly met Errol, and how they got together, and how she found out that they were together because she didn't know at first, how they got engaged, all that. And it was actually a quite fun movie. I don't want to. Fun is not the right word, but it wasn't this overly dramatic thing about this actor that was lost or anything like that. It was more of a celebration, I guess. So it wasn't. It's a sad story, but it wasn't sad at the end. It wasn't sad at all, actually. I just want to point out two things that I really, really liked and made an impression on me, which is he kept saying the word sport. I don't think I've actually heard that in the movie yet, except for The Great Gatsby, which is very over the top. Yeah, he kept saying, he kept calling people sport, and I don't know why that was really funny to me, and I really liked that. And the other little moment that I really appreciated, which was just like a millisecond, is I don't want to spoil it, but it's a true story, but it's something that actually didn't happen, which is he went to talk to Kubrick about doing Lolita, which is one of my favorite stories ever. One of my favorite books and movies. I like both of them a lot, and it's a very interesting thing thinking about him doing it with Beverly. That's what he said he wanted to do. He said that that was one of his favorite stories, and he really liked it, and he wanted to do it with Beverly, and they were a package deal. And Kubrick said, "No, we are not hiring Beverly because she's not a good actress at all." And Errol kept trying to fit her in different movies, but they kept getting her lines, and it was clear that she wasn't that talented, I guess. I don't want to like insult her or anything, but from the way it was portrayed in the movie, you can tell that she wasn't that talented. And Kubrick said no. And I thought that was a very interesting thing, what that movie would have been like with him and Beverly. He said that she was too old, which of course she was underage, which no one knew. She had fake documents, and when the younger actress in 1962, she was only 15 when the movie came out, the actress that played Lolita. So that was a big deal in the 60s, a story like that. So I thought that was a very little small moment that I appreciated, and especially when he quoted it and he said, "Fire of my life, light of my life, fire of my loins." Forgot. Light of my life, fire of my loins. That's classics, right? So I really like those two moments. It was a good movie, I guess. I recommend it for the actual story, which was interesting. It was a bit slow at times. It just an hour and a half, but it was still a bit slow towards the middle. It began iffy. It was a bit iffy at the beginning. The whole relationship and how that started was a bit and then the middle was okay, and then the end got better, and that's all I can say. It was great acting. Susan Sarandon was great. There's a whole scene where she gets drunk and she's just crazy. She was really good, but other than that, I mean, I can't really say anything about the story because it's true, apparently. I have no idea. I wasn't there. But it's not a movie that I would see again. I did enjoy it for what it was, but I was hoping for something, I guess, a bit more personal. And I feel like the movie didn't really know what it wanted to show exactly, because it kept showing more scenes with the mom, but then it kept switching to like the career aspect of Beverly's life, where he keeps shoving her into movies, and then it kept switching back to mom, and then the mom of the daughter, and I feel like they wanted to show everything, but they didn't really focus enough on one thing so that it would be more interesting. And I feel like when he died, spoiler, at the end, you know, I feel like it wasn't an impact. I mean, we knew what was going to happen, obviously, but I feel like, oh, he died. And it really didn't have an impact on anybody at all. So, yeah, Last of Robin Hood, his last love, I guess. And the mom says a great thing, which is, he was Beverly's first love, and she was his last. So, that's a nice way to end it.